A new Wordle puzzle is online. Click on the link to play.
Listening to the following video may give you clues. Please like and share the videos.
Rangers vs. Ross County Recap. The Rangers vs.
Ross County Recap contains all the vital information you need to know about last night's game. With 4 goals to the good, the Jers have now won 3 games in a row.
Read on to find out what happened. Then, find out about the game's star player.
Find out how the striker made things happen. You'll also learn about how Rangers fought back from a goal down to win 4-0.
Rangers beat Ross County 4-0. Celtic moved 6 points clear of Rangers in the Scottish Premiership following their 4-0 win over Ross County.
Rangers had already taken the lead in the opening minutes but went behind after 25 minutes when Giorgos Giakoumakis volleyed home. Gazenida doubled the visitors' advantage before Giakoumakis netted his second after his first effort was cleared off the line.
Celtic went on to score a hat-trick through Giakoumakis, who completed his second hat-trick in a month. This win is Rangers' 8th consecutive victory in the Scottish Premiership, and they are unbeaten in 7 of their last 8 home games.
The 4-0 win over Ross County marked a welcome return to winning ways for the club. Roof scored the first goal in the game, and the club is now unbeaten in 8 matches.
Morelos, meanwhile, has not scored since a 1-1 draw with Benfica in November. In the first half, Steven Gerrard's men dominated the game.
The visitors were outmatched at every point in the game, and the home side's defenders struggled to stop the Rangers' attack. The visitors had no answer for the pressure and Rangers' full-strength squad, and they dominated possession of the ball.
The visitors used a mixture of subs and a few substitutes, while the visitors' attack was dominated by a strong Rangers side. After an exhausting Europa League campaign, the champions have now clinched the league title with 1 game to spare.
After beating RB Leipzig in the semi-final, the Rangers players will now face the winner of the Europa League. With the win, Steven Gerrard's men have a 1-in-4 chance of reaching the Premiership final.
But it's important to note that Ross County have won 3 of their last 4 matches. The Gers started strongly, with Kamara and Aribo in midfield and Lundstram and Tavernier up front.
Lundstram and Aribo had early chances to open the scoring, but County's goalkeeper saved both efforts with a dazzling save. On the other hand, Scott Arfield and Barisic missed good chances.
The Gers' second-half performance was more stout than the first. Rangers win 3rd game in a row.
Steven Gerrard's side have now won 3 consecutive games and remain in pole position in the Scottish Premiership. Rangers were able to keep their hopes of reaching the Europa League final alive with a 4-1 win over Ross County at Ibrox on Saturday.
Scott Wright opened the scoring in the 13th minute, and James Tavernier converted a penalty for the visitors in the 28th minute. Jordan White reduced the deficit in the 72nd minute, but James Tavernier made amends with his penalty and Fashion Sakala scored a late strike.
The game between Rangers and Ross County is vital because both sides are in a good position to qualify for the next round. Rangers is in good form, while Ross County is in bad form.
The 2 teams have met 16 times, with the former having won twice. The H2H stats for Rangers vs. Ross County match can be found by selecting the home ground of each side, or by league and tournament.
A match-by-match graph is also available, and you can view the results of each team by clicking on it. 3 points secured by the win over Ross County means that Rangers now have a 23-point lead in the Scottish Premiership.
The win comes despite conceding an opening goal for the 5th consecutive game. The first 2 games saw the visitors score a goal in each half, but Rangers were able to come back from the deficit to win the game.
And while the result was far from perfect, it did give Graham Murty some much-needed confidence and boost his chances of getting a permanent job. Hosts looked to have a good chance to score in the first half, but they were unable to take their chances.
The first goal came from a shaky build-up involving Regan Charles Cook. However, the second goal was a screamer.
In the second half, he made a superb diving save to head home a corner from James Tavernier. Rangers fight back from a goal down to win 4-0.
The second half saw the home side come from a goal down to draw 2-2 with Hibernian at Easter Road. Jack scored his second goal after some good work from Arfield and Aribo.
In the second half, The visitors began with the same purpose but saw a good chance go bigging. Jack hit a left-footed effort narrowly wide.
Rangers continued to control the game, though. The first period ended 1-0 in favor of Rangers, as Jason Cummings scored his first goal against the visitors.
Midway through the first period, Daniel Candias scored to put Rangers in the lead. Although they dominated possession, Rangers failed to create enough chances, allowing County to take advantage of their pressure.
Alfredo Morelos' injury forced Rangers manager Steven Gerrard to make changes and Jason Cummings was introduced into the starting lineup. After conceding the first goal, Rangers responded with a brace.
Ryan Jack scored twice before halftime and Alfredo Morelos netted twice. The hosts held on to remain just 1 point behind Celtic, with a 4-0 win at the Global Energy Stadium.
After the first half, Rangers still had plenty of time to celebrate, despite conceding 4 goals in the second period. The second half of the game saw Rangers battle hard against Celtic in the title race.
The away side had a goalless draw before the break, but they fought back with a spirited performance and a strong team spirit. However, the visitors struggled to settle on the surface and Rangers struggled to find a rhythm.
Rangers fought hard in all areas, and a poor pass by Tavernier cost them a chance to score. Despite being 4 points behind, Rangers won the last 4 meetings with the Staggies.
In the previous 3 meetings, the Rangers had scored 11 goals without conceding a single goal. Despite a late goal from Dune Hamers, they failed to cling on to their advantage and dropped 2 points in the process.
The loss meant that Rangers' lead had been reduced to 3 points and the Staggies had a chance to close the gap. Rangers striker makes things happen.
Rangers signed off the season as domestic champions with a 4-1 win over Ross County. The win keeps the club within 2 points of Celtic in the Scottish Premiership title race, and it's not the only positive result for the club.
Amad Diallo netted on his debut while James Tavernier won and scored a penalty in the second half. The win was a good boost for Scottish football and the Rangers fans will be optimistic for the Europa League final.
It's important for the club to win the Scottish Cup in the first place. Rangers have less than a 1 chance of winning the title this season.
After all, Celtic have 2 fixtures left before the international break. The League Cup semi-final against Hibs and the Europa League clash against Sparta Prague. They've also been accused of overspending and spending on players that haven't performed well.
In a tense game, the Rangers striker made things happen. In the first half, the visitors failed to test Maynard Brewer and failed to create a clear-cut chance.
However, they managed to create a chance for a second goal after just 3 minutes, as Diallo cut inside and hit a rebound into the path of Tavernier. A sloppy defensive display at the end of the first half meant that the score remained 1-1 at half-time.
The visitors looked tired and desperate to equalize, and a late chance for an equalizer was wasted. After the break, however, the spirited County attack rallied around the injured Gardyne and Goldson headed home the rebound from a corner.
The game went on until the end, but Rangers were still ahead. Celtic are still leading the Scottish Premiership by 6 points, and have a nervy Celtic team.
They had missed a number of chances to take the lead, but it was enough to win the derby. A second half goal by Rio Hatate and a fourth from Lille Abada ensured Celtic would go on to win.